All right. Hello, market partners. We are so excited to be here with you today. We'll give y'all a minute and get this party started. Let some of y'all get into our live. Welcome, welcome. All right. I see some people joining us. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having an amazing afternoon. I guess it's evening if you're joining us from the UK. All right. All right. Super excited. Well, let's dive in. Everybody, welcome. I am Angilee Myers, and it is my pleasure and a privilege to be here with you and visit with celebrity hairstylist Ryan Richman. Now, I know many of you have been following Ryan on Instagram. You may have noticed some of our amazing products that he's been using on some of his fabulous celebrity clientele. But we are super excited about this relationship with Ryan and how he's learning about MONAT and we're learning about you, Ryan, and all of the things that you're sharing and you're going to teach us along this journey. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I remember meeting you when we were just kind of talking about this relationship. And the thing that struck me, everyone, about Ryan is that he is so authentic and such a good fit for our brand, for who we are and what we do, and so very relatable to our market partners. So Ryan, I would love to just invite you to share a little bit about yourself and your beautiful family. I know you're joining us from 79 and sunny Southern California, so life is good.
Yes, life is good. Hi, my name is Ryan. I look forward to working with you guys over the next few months. As you know, or maybe you don't know, I have 3 kids. They are all at summer camp right now, so I have my house to myself for the first time in 4 months since this pandemic started. My wife stays home with my kids, and I work in LA most of the time. I travel to New York quite a bit. I mainly focus on celebrity hairstyling, red carpet, press, photo shoots, things of that nature.
I love it. I love it. And you're out there doing real world stuff, right? I mean, just whether it's with your family, a beautiful hike in a poppy field, or whether it's, being out and about, doing work stuff. And you've also, of course, been experiencing this whole pandemic with quarantine. So how has that gone? Being home with your family a lot.
Um, okay. So when this first hit, I was obviously in shock and disbelief, like a lot of you probably were. Um, March was about to be a very great month for me financially. I had a lot of fun work trips planned. I was supposed to go to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas to do some press for the new X-Men movie with a client.
Yeah.
Then I was going to travel back to California and shoot an Urban Decay campaign and then go immediately to New York for more press. And I was really looking forward to those trips, and it all got canceled. In fact, the makeup artist I was set to work with on one of those jobs flew to New York, got the news that everything was canceled as she got to the airport and had to come back.
Oh,
Luckily, I didn't have to go through that. But being home for the first month or two was fantastic. I got a lot of time with my wife and kids that I'll never get back. And my kids are 11, 9, and 6. So
yeah.
it's a great time in their life to really be home and be a part of that.
Yeah.
I also like my alone time and I like time for myself. So
Yeah.
the past month or so has been a little challenging because, it's hard to find somebody to babysit our kids, and we haven't really had a chance to go on a date or see a movie or anything like that. But it's really great to see everybody in the community outside riding bikes, taking walks with their family. We have a scheduled walk that we take with the kids every night after dinner. We've had to homeschool, which has been quite the challenge. I'm sure a lot of you have been through that.
We can all relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of jumped in right off the bat and stuck to a strict schedule of school from 9 to 1. So they had to get up, brush their teeth, do their hair, be dressed, be ready to go and learn. So that made things a bit easier. And we were also able to focus on kind of where they were struggling with their education and really sit down with them one-on-one and be a part of that. So that was really kind of a blessing in disguise. And yeah, work's picked up a little bit. I worked a few days last week. I have a few things on the books coming up, so I'm looking forward to getting back.
Yeah, we love it. And we're excited to involve you in so many of the great things we have coming up in the future. And I know you've been doing some beautiful work because we've seen a lot of that being shared socially. Social's been a great avenue. And of course, you mentioned your kids are amazing ages and then don't blink because right, suddenly they grow up. And so I love the opportunity and the blessing that you found in this quarantine, like so many of us have as well. Now, Ryan, I know that you have so much credibility around, you're a celebrity stylist, right? So you're trusted by many really important people with beautiful heads of hair. But how did you find your way to becoming a celebrity stylist?
Well, I didn't know that this job existed. I didn't pursue it. I was living in Seattle at the time and I went to hair school there. I actually went to hair school in Tacoma, Washington.
Okay.
And when I finished, I kind of took a look at my options and I knew that I could either stay in a salon there or I could move back home where my family and friends were and I can pursue my career here. So immediately after school, I think the day I graduated beauty school, I sold everything in my apartment, packed up my car, drove back to California, and I got a job assisting at Andy LeCompte's salon in LA, which at the time was kind of the new hip celebrity salon. Um, and I got an assistant job. I was making no money, basically working for tips. I did that for about 2 years, and I got a few opportunities. Some of the stylists there did freelance hair, which is what I do now. And I
Okay.
didn't really know anything about it, and I just had people that needed assistance sometimes. So I would go assist them, and I would work on Dior campaigns and
Wow.
big jobs like that. And I just, instead of sitting in a salon doing 10, 15, 20 people a day, it was so much more fun to be around these creative photographers and
Oh,
makeup
yeah.
artists and hairstylists and these true artists that are really incredible at their craft.
Yeah.
And I just found that working on these sets were just much more interesting to me than
Yeah.
standing around the salon atmosphere.
Yeah.
So I really put my head down and I did about 2 or 3 years of assisting. And then, some of the people I was working for would get busy and they would pass me jobs. And so I just
Yeah.
kind of built up that way. And over time, it just turned into a full-time career.
That's it's so exciting, and obviously the proof is in the beautiful work that you do. Now, everyone, Ryan is a little bit new to MONAT in that we've sent him a whole bunch of products, kind of buried him with our amazing products, and he's digging his way through and trying everything. But we already know that your wife has a couple of favorites because you were
Yes.
sharing this with me before, kind of in the green room. So
Yes.
tell us about your wife's favorite products.
She's a big fan of Split End Mender.
Yeah, Rejuva Beads rock.
Yes. We have 3 kids. A lot of you moms will know that hair loss is a big part of pregnancy or post-pregnancy. She's been through a lot of that. She used to have long, beautiful hair, and now it doesn't really grow much longer than collarbone length. Split end repair has been huge for her. She comes downstairs and brags about it all the time. Blowout cream also, she absolutely loves it. It doesn't leave a lot of buildup. You don't really notice the product in your hair, but it helps smooth your hair and give you a beautiful bouncy blowout. So she loves that.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah, two of my favorites. I have lots of favorites, though. It's a part of the job, I think. And I know you know what that's like too. So we took some questions yesterday within this Facebook group about just some interesting tidbits. What would you ask a celebrity stylist? And I love this question. You've worked with a lot of A-listers. Have you ever been starstruck?
This is a great question. I have kind of a boring answer, and I really apologize. I was never like the teenager who had posters in his room. I didn't really watch, like all the big 90s shows that I was supposed to grow up with, Saved by the Bell. Like I didn't really like fan over these people.
Right.
I was more into music and things of that nature. So um, I think my favorite people to work for are typically musicians.
Okay.
Um, I've had the chance to work with Courtney Love for a long time.
Mm.
Um, I, a lot of people may not know who she is, but she was the lead singer of Hole in the 90s, a big grunge band. And she's just so unique and so fascinating. And you have this like persona of her, and then you show up and it's just completely different. I currently work with Florence from Florence and the Machine,
Yeah.
and her voice is incredible. And I get to go to shows and style her for big events all over the country. And it's never a dull moment getting to see someone like that do their job. And it's just really impressive.
I have chills for you when you were talking about that. Like, I don't think that's boring at all. And I think the cool thing, and one of the things we do here at MONAT is we build relationships with people. We make connections. And so you get to know the real person. And that's what kind of popped up there as you were sharing that. Like, they have this persona, but when you really get to know them, it's really cool to know the person they really are.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so another question, and again, I know the products are still rather new to you, but have you found that product that you really just don't want to live without?
Okay, I have a few again.
Okay.
Well, I'll go through two. First, the black shampoo conditioner combo. I fell in
Right.
love with the first time I used it. I've used a lot of shampoos. It's very simple. I love the smell, the menthol. The consistency is phenomenal. I fell in love with it. I use it every day. I've used it every day since you've sent it to me. And
Love it.
in more bottles.
We will send more.
Another favorite, and it's a product I use every day on every style on almost all of my people, and it's the thickening spray.
Mm.
So I have so many girls and moms in my community come tell me that my hair doesn't hold a curl or my style doesn't last. So my secret, my trick is thickening spray. You put it in as you blow dry. Sometimes I do it section by section so it doesn't get sticky and you can kind of work with it. But basically you're just applying a wet hairspray to the hair, and anything you do after that, it's going to hold it all day, maybe 2 or 3 days. So hands down, I can't live without thickening spray.
I love that. And I see the chat over here. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. Like, shout outs for blowout cream, shout outs for black, shout outs for thicken. Yeah, we're good. We're so good. We're on the right track, and it only gets better as you continue to dig in. This is a really good question and really important to our space because we have a lot of female market partners, but we have some amazing male market partners too. And so the question is, what advice do you give males in the hair care space?
Okay, so males. I find that men are much more particular about their haircuts, their styling, way more than women in most cases. However, they're very lazy and they don't like to put in the work. My tip, whether you're talking to a man about buying product or teaching him how to do his own hair, I encourage them to it really only takes 3 to 5 minutes for a guy to do his hair, and I encourage them to spend the time to do it correctly. And usually that's one great product and a blow dryer and maybe a brush. So I find that educating people, men also, is the best way to go. So I pick one product that they can purchase, 1 or 2 products that are easy to use, a blow dryer and a brush. And I just try to educate them and teach them to just take the time, 3 to 5 minutes, because men really care about their hair. They may act like they don't, but they really, really care. They either don't know how to do it or they're not willing to put in the time. So that's usually my goal, is to overcome those challenges with men.
I love that. Education, speaking to my heart here, as lead on training, but yes, education is key and getting them open to that. It's a great advice. So we had another question, and I'll kind of open this up to you, but, can you talk a little bit about a couple of the primary concerns that your clients face, and how you can help them with our products?
Yes. So, my job is very unique, and a lot of people, I'll explain this for the people that may not know. So my clients, like, let's take Sarah Hyland for an example from Modern Family. She would go to set and she has her own hair and makeup people that do her for the show. And then she has her salon people that do her extensions and her color. And then I'm the guy that does the red carpets, the photo shoots, all of those things. So there's a lot of people involved, but there would be days where she's a very, very hardworking person. And she would go to set, she would shoot all day. So she would get hair and makeup done there maybe once, twice a day. Right. Sometimes we would even go to set on a lunch break and shoot something really quick for something completely different, and I would do her hair. And then maybe that evening she would go to a red carpet. So she could be having her hair done and her makeup done 3-4 times a day. Yeah. So a lot of times with celebrities, when I establish a relationship with them, and I'm so excited to be offering this new product to them, is, I try to get them on silk pillowcases, the proper products, hair vitamins, because they're just seeing so much stress throughout their day with their hair. And oftentimes the union hair people aren't very careful. So, when they're on the red carpet, they're a representation of me, the products I'm using, the brands I have relationships with. So it's important for me that their hair looks the best it can all the time. So I'm excited You guys have the restructuring line, so many different products. And that was, we'll get more into this later, but when deciding to work with you guys have a line that is complete and it works well. And I'm excited to be able to offer that to my clients.
Yeah, I am excited for you to just continue to experience. And again, like I said, Ryan's still digging in and learning about all of our products, even though he does have those favorites. So there's so much more to come. I'm really excited about this journey that we're on together with you and MONAT. We did get some really good questions, and I'm one of those curly girls who, definitely has the humid Indiana weather that I'm in today. But what advice do you have for the curly girls who truly want to embrace the natural curl and wave that they have in their hair?
Okay, so first of all, curl cream is the best thing you can do. So when you're styling your hair, and I think girls with curly hair oftentimes need a lot more product than most other people. So if you're working with curl cream on a client or yourself, I think if you find that the curl cream is not working for you, it's probably not the quality of the product, it's probably how you're using it. So I always recommend using a lot more product. So maybe split your hair into 4 sections, use a couple pumps on each section and work your way through. Because curly hair, I mean, the reason why it's so dry and frizzy most of the time is because the natural oils aren't able to get down to the ends because you have these ringlets and the oil can't use gravity to get to the ends. So more product, more curl cream, always great. Again, masks, moisturizing products, all great ideas for curly hair.
Yeah, I love that. And so many of us, I have my Rejuvenique oil right here on my desk because I'm constantly like scrunching some of it into the ends. To your point, that product and those oils need to reach the ends of your hair. And that's great advice. So again, more to come. Now, I see lots of things. Our time is just about up here. In fact, we went a little bit over time, which can happen with great information from an awesome celebrity stylist. So thank you, Ryan. But we do have questions about, can we share these things publicly and how are we going to get Ryan out to our clients? That's coming. We really wanted to introduce you, our market partners, to Ryan first and give you some up close personal time with him, learning about he and his family and his journey. But you will be seeing Ryan pop up in Instagram for MONAT. You will see him obviously we want them to follow you, Ryan, as well, because there's great things happening there. So there is so much more to come. Ryan, I will let you close us out, but before I let you do that, I want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Thank you for having me. That was a lot of fun.
Good. Awesome.
And everyone, if you want to follow me and you have questions, I am busy. I have 3 kids. I am starting to work again, so I have a little less time. But if you have questions that you want to ask, you can ask in my comments under pictures. I can always reply to those. I will try to get to your DMs if you have questions. Again, I'll try to get to as many as possible. But I got, when I posted those pictures of Madeleine the other day, I interacted with a lot of market partners, and it was real. So I can't promise that I'm going to get to everyone always, but I will do my best. And thank you for having me. I look forward to talking with you more and sharing some techniques and ideas with you. And I can't wait to see you guys create your own looks with MONAT.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. Ryan, thank you. Market partners, we love you. Have an amazing afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.